Greetings and hello. I hope you're doing well. This is a short video to welcome you to this course and to introduce myself to you. I suppose in this day and age, uh, many, if not most, students do some kind of background research on their instructors before taking a class. You may have spoken to other students who have taken my courses, or you may have stalked me on social media, or have checked out comments on Rate My Professors, and that's about all I know. In any case, here I am in person, or almost in person, to talk to you about who I am, and it's going to be a brief video. It always helps to know who your instructor is, so that there is some kind of rapport. So, I'm an instructor in the Department of Marketing, Logistics, and Operations Management of the College of Business, and my name is Dr. Jinook Chowdhury. Once again, that's Jinook Chowdhury. I recognize that for some of you this would be a challenging name to pronounce, and I have not forgiven my parents for not naming me Keanu. That would have been my first choice. But regardless, I have colleagues who are intimidated by my name even after having known me for 20 years. So they call me JC or Yo Sport or something like that. Anyway, Dr. Chowdhury, I think, is easy enough to pronounce. Some people will call me JC, or my grad students call me by my first name, so it's all okay. So these are the subjects that I teach, and these are also the areas of expertise for me. I have been teaching international marketing for a very long time now. I have research in this area. Outside of international marketing, I teach digital marketing and e-commerce marketing. They are two different areas, very related. One is marketing 3720, that's digital marketing. Right now, I think it's listed as internet marketing. And the other one is e-commerce marketing tools and applications. That's marketing 4620. Of these two, the second one, marketing 4620, or e-commerce marketing tools and applications, is relies on code and developing websites and applications. And the other one, digital marketing, that's a lot more theory oriented and case studies and so forth. Both digital marketing and e-commerce marketing have a certain amount of synergy with international marketing, and those are things that I talk about in those kinds of courses, and if you're interested, I might discuss this with you separately, I suppose. Okay, so my undergraduate education was in mechanical engineering, and I actually worked as an engineer for about, 5 or 6 years right out of college. That's what I did. And after about 5 or 6 years, I wanted to do something that was a little more holistic than just machines on the shop floor. So at that time, I got myself enrolled in a doctoral program in marketing. And that's what I've been doing ever since, in one form or another. So I went to school at the University of Florida. Perhaps you've heard of the Fighting Gators. And that's where I got my doctoral degree in marketing from quite some time back. And this is where I also learned about college football. Until then, I didn't know anything about football. But at the University of Florida, they will throw you out if you don't know about football for more than about a week or so. So I quickly learned how the game works. And so I'm a big college football fan. And not so much NFL, but college football is something that I still kind of appreciate. I went to college at the University of Florida at the same time that Emmitt Smith went to. And then he came on over to Dallas. And it was fun. It was fun while Emmett Smith was there in Florida, and it was fun while he was here. But that was quite some time back. Anyways, so um, by now I think you can tell from my accent that I'm not from Waxahachie, Texas. Um, my undergraduate training was in engineering, and I was a mechanical engineer. And so this picture that you see here, I kind of did a Google search on images and I got this, but my college did not look like this at all. We didn't quite have main laptops like this. We had mainframes. This might be a little more like the education that I've had. Anyways, quickly, um, a little bit about myself. I am addicted to peanuts, and in spite of my being an insomniac, I cannot quit coffee. So early in the morning, I'm a grouch. So if you have to email me, expect for me to respond to you later in the day, because I look like a monster. Well, I look like a monster most of the time, but more so in the morning. I look a little better later in the day. So I'm very fond of Keanu Reeves. Sorry. I know he cannot act to save his life, but he is the best human being there is, I think, in all of Hollywood. So, yeah, big fan. These are the things that I like to do. I like to travel, and I took, along with some colleagues of mine, we went for study abroad programs in the past. Travel is different these days than what it used to be. Many years ago, I started web design because I thought that would be a good way of publishing the readings that I have for my graduate students. And that was when web design was in its infancy. And that's how I got interested in web design. And I self-taught myself to sort of develop the courses that I currently teach. And more than anything else, I love teaching. I've been a photographer since I was quite young. This was before. Everyone's a photographer now because of the phones. They take great pictures, and digital cameras are easy and cheap. But I've been doing this since the age of film photography and black and white photography. So, and here are some pictures of mine. This lady is Roby Douglas. Took this picture in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, where there's a beautiful mosque called the Blue Mosque, but you have to put on all these garb before you have to enter. And they were kind of fooling around. And I asked Roby to sort of, strike a serious pose for me. And this kind of came out well. And Roby liked it enough to put it in her Facebook as a Facebook profile. I wasn't Facebook friends with her, but I kind of did a reverse search on the image and found out that that's what she was using. And I sent her an email saying, hey, Roby, can you give me a PC, a photography credit? Didn't hear back from her. Later I found she blocked me. Happens. This picture in the center top, that's a selfie. It's a stellar selfie, as you can see. That's me taking a picture of myself with the camera on a tripod stand. And this was taken in a place not very far away from here, in a place called Albany, Texas. Albany is about 30 minutes north of Abilene. And so near there is a place which is one of the closest dark sky areas. And so this is kind of something that I'm currently interested in, astral photography. Taking pictures all over the world, really. Or many parts of the world. So all of these are pictures that I have taken. So in few more things, I like international cinema. I'm a fan of science fiction, both books and films. I used to watch a lot of sumo wrestling. It's kind of fun to watch because it's not at all like what you think it is. It depends entirely on agility, and these people are athletes, and the results are often very quick, and it's not necessary that the biggest person will win. So, yeah. That picture in the middle of this guy who has things exploding from his chest, I don't know what that is. I think it's some kind of an affliction. I just thought that picture was cool. Wanted to put something in the center, so that's what it is. And then finally, my teaching style involves a lot of storytelling, especially when I'm teaching face-to-face in the class. Um, Often my students kind of make this comment that I go off on a tangent. But I can give you a long spiel on why storytelling is so important. That's the first, stories are the first entertainment that we have all had. And our brains are wired to learn from stories more than anything else. And finally, I'm a big fan of dad jokes. I really am amused by dad jokes. I like dad jokes a lot. So if you have good ones, send them to me. And once in a while, I will have them embedded within my lectures as well. So yeah, if you don't like the bad joke, if you don't like the dad joke, and if you groan, I win. And if it makes you laugh, I win. So there's no losing with dad jokes. That's kind of who I am. All right. Finally, I kind of tend to think of myself as a lifelong student. And so the university, in my opinion, is a learning organization, not a teaching organization, and you never can really stop learning. So even now at this age, I often will do projects with students, and I'm learning something in the process of doing that. So that's kind of who I am. So I want to keep this very brief, so I'll wind up in about a few minutes, maybe a couple of minutes. So this is one of those things that I always think of. You should be doing throughout your entire life. Keep on learning all the time, especially in this day and age. There are so many things that you can learn from so many different sources around you that in some more years you will not need instructors for many things. And then finally, here are some of my social media accounts. One's Instagram and the other one's on Flickr. These are both photography oriented. And so you are welcome to check me out on Instagram. My ID is Digital Voyages. On Flickr, my ID is Java Cafe. And so you're welcome to check me out on any of these platforms. If you have any questions about any aspect of who I am or anything that I might have discussed here, please feel to post a question on Canvas, or you can also send me an inbox message, and I will hopefully be able to get back to you expeditiously. So that's it. Here I am, me, your instructor, Dr. Jinuk Chowdhury, and I look forward to having a wonderful semester with you guys. All right. So for now, so long.